Please do me a favor. If you are streaming live on YouTube, let me share the link with a friend. From Facebook, do the same thing. Share the link with somebody you know. Probably you also wish leadership platform. Here we talk about leadership, everything you need to know about leadership, everything you know about leading an organization, everything you need to know about building a team of people, about leading a team of people. So we talk about everything concerning leadership. And welcome once again to tonight's section. So we're going to be doing something really important tonight. All right, we're discussing about something very important, something of a more broad perspective tonight, which is aptitude and leadership. Aptitude and leadership. Please don't forget, if this is your first time streaming me live, or this is your first time coming to my platform, please share the link with a friend. All right, invite somebody to be part of what is happening tonight. All right, invite someone to be part of what is happening tonight. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about aptitude and leadership. Aptitude and leadership, right? How aptitude can shape an effective leading culture. How aptitude can shape an effective leading culture, right? That is skills every leader must master. That is for you as a young leading professional. There are certain skills you need to put in place. There are certain skills you must learn. So qualified enough in order for you to be confident enough to lead people. There are certain skills you have to learn. There are certain things you must put in perspective if you want to be a leading man. So this is actually what we're focusing on tonight. And once again, if this is your first time, let me tell you subscriber, this is your first time streaming live. Let me share it with a friend so they also can participate in what is happening tonight. Alright? So how aptitude can shape an effective leading culture. So that's what we're focusing on tonight. And before I start, let me say this right. You don't solve a problem by merely thinking of the problem. Right? You don't solve a problem by merely thinking of the problem. Rather, you do by understanding the roots of the cause. You only get a problem solved by understanding the roots of the problem. You only get a problem solved by understanding the roots of the problem, the roots of the cause. So one of the way to actually solve a problem is to understand where the problem is coming from. Right? That is you tackling the roots of the problem. And for every young leaders or for every single person who has the capacity to build a team, who has the capacity to lead people, one of the ways you can actually be more proficient in your leading career is to know what it means to solve problems. You've got to know what it means to solve problems because you can't go far as a leader if you run away from problems. There is no way you're going to maximize potential if you run away from problems. So one of the ways to lead people is to learn or to know how to address problems. And one of the ways you can effectively address problems is by tackling the roots of the cause. Tackling the roots of the cause. So we're looking at two words tonight. The first word is aptitude, and we're going to be defining the word leadership. All right, we are looking at two words tonight. The first word is aptitude and leadership. So what is the definition of the word aptitude? Aptitude refers to a natural ability or talent for learning or performing a special task. Aptitude refers to a natural ability or talent for performing a specific task, for learning or performing a specific task. So what is aptitude? Aptitude is actually a natural inherent process. Aptitude is something natural you've discovered about yourself, right? And you want to help others with it. Aptitude is something you naturally discovered, right, about you, something you naturally by the premise of your birth. It is something you know about self, right? And you didn't just discover this because you want to consume the knowledge on self or because you want to help yourself with it. In as much as self is for you to be able to help other people to grow. It's
for me to be able to use that same thing to help others become who they want to be. All right. Let's say, for instance, we're saying you have discovered purpose early enough. The reason why you discovered your purpose early enough is so you can be of help to people. The reason why you discover certain talents about yourself,
you can also help others champion themselves into becoming who God has designed them to be. So, one of the things I tell people all the time is that your purpose is as important as the people you are leading. That's one of the things you've got to understand about leadership. Your purpose, your aptitude,
abilities are as important as the people you are leading. Like I said, your natural ability as a leader, your natural inherent process as a leader is as important as the people you are leading. So I remember a few days ago, I think that was on last week Friday, I was standing in a session, and I said, one of the important things about leadership is the fact that you don't lead outside of self. You don't live outside of self. Simply means you don't live outside of who you are. You don't live outside of who you are. If you look at the story of Jesus, Jesus never lived outside of who he is. He never lived outside of the knowledge, right? He has acquired as a leader. So when you talk about leadership, you are talking about empowerment, you are talking about engagement. When you talk about leadership, you are talking about credibility, you are talking about structure, you are talking about culture, you are talking about adaptability, you are talking about motivation, you are talking about responsibility, you are talking about burden, you are talking about self-control, and you are also talking about refined attitude. So these are the things you must put into our awareness if you are on the journey to leading people. So I tell people all the time that leadership is not an easy task. There is nothing, let me put it this way, right? There is nothing really joyful about leadership. So let me bring this perspective to you. There is nothing really joyful about leadership. And I'm going to give you certain scenarios in the Bible. If you look at the story of Jesus, Jesus actually came to the world to die for our sins, to die for humanity, right? To bear our burden, to bear our yoke. So the reason why Jesus was born was to fulfill a certain purpose on earth. Same reason why I am born, I am created, and same reason why you also, you were born and created into the world, right? You were born and created by God to birth purpose. You were born and created by God to give meaning to life. You were born and created by God to give meaning to the lives of people, to interpret the doings, the attributes, right? The nature and character of God Himself. So if you look at the story of Jesus in the Bible, the reason why Jesus had to come to die for sin, because actually Jesus coming to die for sins was was part of his purpose on it, right? That was actually his main purpose on it, to die for sins. If you look at the story of people like Abraham in the Bible, Abraham was called by God for a specific assignment, for a specific task. So there is nothing really about leadership that is interesting. There is nothing really about leadership that is so joyful, because leadership in itself is the body. Is a burden, rather. Leadership in itself is a burden. If you are not confident in yourself enough to lead task, his duties in your hands. If you can't take care of two, there is no way God is going to entrust you with three people. If you can't take care of five people, there is no way God is going to entrust you with 10 people. So God is not a God that will entrust you with four and think you're going to take care of two. God realizes you have the capacity, you have the nutrients to feed 10 people. To people to take good care of, right? So that's one thing you need to understand about leadership. Is why I said when we think about
leadership. We are thinking about system, we are thinking about culture, we are thinking about structure, we are thinking about credibility, we are thinking about motivation, responsibility, adaptability, self-control, refined attitude. Because as a leader, you've got to learn what it means to refine your attitude. As a leader, you've got to learn what it means to have self-control. As a leader, you've got to learn what it means to accept responsibility. You've got to learn what it means to adapt to changes, pattern. So you don't find yourself in an environment where you can't actually adapt to change. You can't actually adapt to the environment. So one of the attributes of leaders is that we don't let our emotion kick us into the way. Rather, we think with our mind, with our head intact. So just in case we come across any challenges or any roadblocks, we know how to handle those situations and how to overcome challenges. So one of the things you need to have at the back of your mind as a young leading professional is that when you are starting your journey of leadership, always have it at the back of your mind. You're coming to the game of leadership to adapt to changes. Aptitude, right, refers to a natural ability or talent for learning. So let's look at the word natural ability or talent. So which means I'm talking about aptitude and leadership refers to a natural ability or talent for learning or performing a there is a natural ability that you have. You've got to use that natural ability to build people. So when we talk about natural ability, what are your natural abilities? What can I without feeling worried about doing it? What can I do naturally to be of blessing to people? If you look at the story of Joseph in the Bible, I tell you, there's nothing joyful about leadership, right? The burden is real, right? The perspective to be joyful about leadership. The only joy you get as a leader is that satisfaction that you have fulfilled purpose on it. That satisfaction you feel on the inside of you, that you are fulfilled or you are fulfilling purpose on it. That's the satisfaction you get. And that's all that matters to God actually. Look at the people God called in the Bible, God assigned duties to. God has to make sure they carry out certain functions and assignments. So what natural ability do you have? Do you have the ability to speak? Do you have the natural ability to be of help to people? Do you have the natural ability to be a giver? There are certain things God has placed on the inside of you that God expects you to to nurture those things, nurture the gifts, nurture the talents, to be of help to people who are wondering about, who are confused about life, who don't even have an idea of where they are going in life. And we're talking about leadership as well, right? Leadership is the ability to guide and influence. So just that your natural ability to guide people, just that natural ability you've discovered about yourself to build influence, to instruct, to 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 instruct people, to motivate people, and to inspire people. So one of the reasons why you are called into the game of leadership is because God has placed certain abilities on the see. It will really matter to people at first, but just go ahead and do whatever you are led to do. You need to understand that as leaders, what we offer is trust. Without it, we can't expect loyalty from the people we lead. What we offer to people is trust. If people can't trust my leadership, there is no way I'm going to take them to their divine destination. So, for me to be able to take people to their divine destination as a leader, they must believe in my capacity to lead them. They must believe in help to them. So, what we sell as leaders is trust. We have to instill trust in the lives of people. We have to build trust in them. That when they hear your name, what do they think? Right? Trust is very important. So, as leaders, what we offer is trust. Without it, we can't expect loyalty from those we are leading. So, tonight, I'm going to be talking about 10 essential abilities every leader should cultivate. I'm going to be talking about 10 essential abilities every leaders must cultivate. 10 essential abilities every leader must cultivate. All right. Someone said my network is breaking. They can't hear me. I hope it is much better now. I hope it's much better now. Thank you so much. I'm just seeing the message now. I hope it is better now. All right. I hope it's better now. Okay. 10 essential abilities every leader should cultivate. 10 essential abilities every leader should cultivate. One of the important things you must cultivate as a leader is what? Cultivate the habit of listening. You have to cultivate the habit of listening. A lot of people say they want to lead without them cultivating the habit of listening. All you want to do is to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. One of the things that has really drained a lot of people's leadership potential is the fact that they are not giving listening ears to the people they are leading. They are not giving listening ears to the people who probably want to share ideas with them or who probably want to give an opinion to what is on ground. So, as a leader, okay, let me read this verse to you. Let me read this scripture, the book of James, chapter 1, verse 19. It says, "My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. So there's no way you want to lead people without trusting the manual. So what do I mean by the word manual? I'm talking about the Bible. That's the word of God right there. So if you want to guide people effectively as a leader, you must trust the manual of God Himself. You must use the manual as a guiding, as a guide towards leading people as a leader. So you must cultivate the habit of listening, right? As a leader, cultivate the habit of listening. Listen time to time to your people. Listen to the people you are leading. It is very important. When I started my organization at some point, I actually find it so difficult listening to my people. I actually thought I know it, I know how to go about it. There's no need for me listening to people. And guess what? That affected my leadership capacity. It affected my potential as a leader. There are some things which supposed to take me like 2 months. I end up, spending 6 months doing that particular stuff. That's because I didn't listen to people beforehand, right? So you must learn the habit of listening to people. Cultivating the habit of listening enhances your ability to truly understand your team, understanding their needs and their perspectives. So one of the ways you can grow as a leader is by you understanding, right? Understanding their needs and the perspective of your people. And there's no way you're actually going to understand people's perspective without actually listening to them. You have to build what I call constructive listening. You have to listen to your people. So if you want to meet the needs of your people, you want to meet their required needs, you have to learn or cultivate the habit of listening. So listening actually broadens your perspective as a leader, exposes you to fresh and innovative approaches. That's what listening does to you as a leader. So when you listen to your team, right, it broadens your perspective, right? You start navigating through thoughts. This person said, this is what this business together to form a global idea, to do something massive for my organization, to the people we are leading.
first want to cultivate as a leader is cultivate the habit of listening, not the habit of hearing, but the habit of listening. So cultivate the habit of thinking. Proverbs guide your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Above all else, for everything you do in life flows from your wisdom, in your mind. What you think.
Of thinking. When you allow yourself the space to think deeply, you unlock more efficient and innovative ways to achieve results, often 10 times better. That's one of the things thinking does to you as a leader. So when you allow yourself to think, when you give yourself the space to think, you unlock more efficient and innovative ways to achieve results, often 10 times better than before. So that's one thing you must pay attention to. As a leader, learn how to listen. Number two, learn how to think, cultivate the habit of thinking, right? Thinking enhances your problem solving skills. When you think, you have more you have more nutrients within you to solve complex problems, right? You have more nutrients in you to solve complex problems. So thinking deeply enables you to identify root causes, explore creative solutions, and address, all right? So cultivate the habit of thinking, because when you think, you are better able to address problems on time. When you think, you are better able to help people address the problems they are going through. So thinking inspires innovation and growth. Your thinking inspires innovation and growth. The next one I want us to do as leaders is, right, cultivate the habit of letting go. Cultivate the habit of letting go. To one another. Forgiving each other just as in Christ. Cultivate the habit of letting go. A lot of people call themselves leaders, but they are always angry. Are always angry. Especially you call yourself a young pastor, you are always angry at the congregation. You are angry because your members didn't come to church on time. You are angry and castigating your members. So what see, if you see a leader who castigates his people, is his leadership assignments should be questioned, because I see no reason why, as a leader, any little thing you are up, your high is up, your head, your brain is vibrating. Any little thing people does to you, you are up, right? See,
It's going to affect your gift as a person, right?
take time to study yourself. Take time to work on yourself. Take time to understand who you are as a person before you mount the pulpit. Take
Handle the mic on stage, right? The mic is not going anywhere. The platforms will definitely be there. But it's one thing to know that you have a platform. It is another thing not to understand who you are as a person. So learn to understand your being as an individual. Learn to understand your perspective. Learn to understand your emotions, your feelings, right? If someone does something wrong to you, how do you feel? How do you feel? These are the questions you must ask yourself. You can't just say because you are
leader, or because you have the grace, or you have the gift to you have the gift of prayer, you have the gift of speaking in tongues. If you have all these gifts, even the Bible itself made it clear to us that if I have the ability to speak in tongues, if I have the ability to do everything, but I don't have the ability to love, then what is the essence of me being a Christian? Right? So that particular verse actually put our Christianity into question, right? It put our leadership potential into question. So a leader must build capacity in himself to extend the love of Christ to other people. So you must be a loving person as a leader. You must be a loving person. So any little thing people does to you, you are afraid of. I mean, you are high in the sky. You always want to you always want to get back at them. You always want to talk to them harshly. You always want to make sure they know you are the boss here. Nobody has the authority aside from you. So that's not the way you do leadership. That's not the way you handle leadership. Leadership has to be handled with caution. Leadership has to be handled with caution. So it says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as habit of letting go. Learn how to forgive as a leader. Learn how to forgive as a leader. All right. Number four thing I want you to pay attention to is cultivate the habit of effective communication. Cultivate the habit of effective communication. When you communicate, you open room for new suggestions and ideas from your team and the people you are leading. So effective communication is one of the greater aspects of leadership. If you want to lead people effectively as a person, you have to learn what it means to communicate. I'm not just talking about how to talk. That's not what I'm talking about. That's what I'm referring to. Learn what it means to have proper communication skills. It's very important. Have proper communication skill that when people come close to you and you guys are interacting, let them find meaning, let them find meaningful thing in your conversation with them.
And this guy was telling me, he says, ever since the son just want to talk to me, he just want to have conversations with me. He said, because anytime we talk, we learn one or two things, right? And that is enough to invest in influence the lives of people. That idea of whenever people continue to talk, or whenever people continue to have conversations with you, don't let them go empty-handed. Make sure you instill certain words in their life today. Give blessing to every single person that comes your way. That is how you instill trust in the lives of people. That is how you instill influence, motivation in the lives of people. So when you communicate to them, when you have suggestions and ideas, right? So when you cultivate the habit of effective communication, just like the story of Jesus, how he communicated with his disciples. Jesus did not just meet the people and okay, guess what? I will be
Have led the people effectively without having that communication skill. So Jesus is a better communicator. Jesus is a better communicator. So learn the habit of um, of, of, of effective communication. One of the ways to lead your people effectively is to communicate effectively with them. Right? Communicate effectively with them. Effective communication builds stronger relationships, trust, and networking. Effective communication builds stronger relationships, trust, and networking. All right. So, as a leader, how do you communicate with your people? What are the things surrounding your conversations? What do you guys talk most of the time? Please let me know if you can still hear me. If my voice is still breaking, please let me know so I can adjust. All right. Thank you so much. And please don't forget, if you are a returning subscriber or this is your first time streaming me live on Facebook, on YouTube, please share the link with a friend. And, just share the link, tell somebody to be here, and let's learn together tonight. Thank you. All right. So, number four, I said cultivate the habit of effective communication. Number five, cultivate the habit of gratitude. Cultivate the habit of gratitude. It's just so funny how, because you are leading a team of two and you want your team to increase in numbers, and because they're not increasing in numbers, you are hungry. You're not happy with yourself, right? Because your team is not increasing in number, you're not happy with yourself. But that's not the way out. Cultivate the habit of gratitude. Be grateful for the two people you are leading. Be grateful for the three people you are leading. Be grateful for the five people that you are leading. As time goes on, the number begins to increase. You don't just say because your number is not increasing that you have to be hungry. You have to start judging your leadership capacity or ability. But what you have to do is be grateful. Be grateful for the number of two God has given you. Be grateful for the number of three God has given you. Be grateful because the fact that you are able to lead the two people, the three people, determines how far you're going to lead more people in the future. So be grateful. Learn the habit, cultivate the habit of gratitude. Recognize the effort of your team members. Encourage and acknowledge their sacrifices so they can be motivated to do more. That's one thing you have to understand as a leader. A lot of people call themselves leaders, but they just want people to do things for them for free, and it's not supposed to be so. You have to show the habit of gratitude. Be grateful for whatever they have done for you. Be grateful for whatever they are doing for you. It is not easy for people to give you their time. It is not easy for people to give you their energy. It is not easy for people to burn themselves out all because they want to impress you. So what are you doing in return to be of help to them as well? It's not easy for people to give you their time. So be grateful that people can even show up for you, people can come in for you, people are assisting you, no matter how little it is. Be grateful that people are here to be of help to your brand, to be of help to you as a leader. So when you show gratitude, it improves job satisfaction. When you tell your team, thank you so much, I recognize your effort, I recognize your time, I don't take your time for granted. This alone motivate them to want to do more. This alone motivate them to want to be of help to your brand, to want to be of help to you as a leader. All right. So when you show gratitude to your team, guys, when you show gratitude to people as a leader, it improves job satisfaction. And what gratitude does again is it increases productivity. When you show gratitude to the people you are leading, it improves productivity. It improves productivity. It also increases, it also strengthens team bond. So when you show gratitude to your team people, okay, guys, I recognize your efforts. I recognize the submission. I don't take you guys for granted. Thank you so much. So the more you show gratitude, the more they also are willing to work with you, the more they are willing to want to increase or enlarge capacity, right? To want to do more or to want to be of help to you in greater measures. All right. The last one I'm going to be releasing tonight is cultivate the habit of motivation. Cultivate the habit of motivation. Cultivate the habit of motivation. All right. So one of the things you need to learn as a young leading leader is that you have to cultivate the habit of listening, cultivate the habit of thinking, cultivate the habit of letting go. Just let it go. Whoever has offended you, just let it go. Whoever has said anything wrong to you, let it go. All right. Number four, cultivate the habit of effective communication. And letting it go, right? Letting it go doesn't mean, see, when people do something wrong to you, it is actually normal to let things go, but be careful to set certain boundaries. All right. Learn how to set boundaries. Learn how to set boundaries. Don't give people the chance to want to see you finish. Learn to set boundaries. Learn to set. All right. So tonight, and I hope during the course of hearing to also give you guys another information of how you lead effectively as a leader. But fortunately, points. All right, probably hopefully when I come back next, I'm going to give you guys the rest of the gist, all right, the rest of the message. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Please, once I'm done now, please share the link of my YouTube channel to your friend. Tell them to in here. So that I come live or there's a fixed time with people so you can have an awareness of when next David is coming live to want to talk to us. All right, thank you so much for your time. I don't take your time for granted. And I stop here for now. Thank you and do have a wonderful night rest. Thank you so much. Thank you.